Hello everybody, welcome to my presentation on grass. Sounds like a boring subject, but grass is vital to our life. Without it, none of us would be here. I'll start you off with, obviously, the history of grass. Grass has originated towards the end of the Cretaceous. Now, that's roughly about 65 million years ago. Can anybody tell me any other significant event that happened 65 million years ago? Well done, the dinosaurs died. Along with 64% of the Earth's plant and animal life, including most of the trees and ferns that were around at the time. During the dinosaurs, there was no grass. As you can see, dinosaurs in their natural habitat, no grass. After the plants and ferns and all those things died, grass had a massive opportunity to spread out and grow, and it got absolutely everywhere. These days, you'll find them in marshes, savanna, tundra, and they even get into holiday resorts. You'll find them basically anywhere that's not covered in snow or sand. Now, there are lots of different types of grass, honestly. Can anybody name any of these four?
Bamboo, rice,
Hands up.
bamboo, wheat.
Bamboo, one type of grass. Probably the most useful grass of all the grasses. You've got, the primary use of it is, well, one of the many uses of it is as food. The baby bamboo, very soft, very tender, easily cooked, high concentrations of cyanide, so personally not my favourite, but you know, there's people who like that kind of thing. You can use it for construction. It's not as strong as steel, but it's a lot more flexible. So if you're in a high wind or something, steel will normally snap because it's not flexible enough. This has already had a tornado go through it. It's still standing. You can also make weapons out of it. You wouldn't want to be hit in the face with that, trust me. Any of the others?
Rice field.
Somebody else?
Cornfield.
Cornfield. There we go. Used as a food, the most obvious source. We eat it. Everybody knows that, I hope. A lot of it also goes to animal feed. There's lots of parts of it that can be fed to animals, most notably pigs, but occasionally you'll get your hamster. More recently, we've been using it as biofuel. You can get ethanol out of it, and it can be added to petrol to improve its overall performance and just to pad it out to make the petrol go further. It's quite possible you've had this in your petrol and you've not even known about it. This guy's doing it wrong.
Not raw though, like that.
One of these two? Wheat. Wheat is boring. All you can do with it is make food, basically. You've got food, you've got bread. It's boring, but most of this food is most of what we eat. Almost all of what we eat, other than potatoes, all of our main carbohydrates, comes from wheat. Pasta, bread, anything with flour in it, noodles, donuts.
Do you actually make noodles with it?
Yeah. You make that out of the flour. And of course, one of your most important supplements, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
And the last one, anyone know what this is?
Rice.
Right. Staple food in Eastern countries, I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you recognise this delicious food thing. I don't know. Actually, it's tofu and black bean sauce wrapped in a bamboo leaf.
That's sushi.
Master?
Sushi's raw fish.
Sushi's all rice, cooked rice. One of the most important things about rice, though, apart from its food use, it's very easy to genetically modify. It's got a fairly short genetic base code. You can see here plain white rice. This is golden rice, which has added beta-carotene, which can give you added vitamin A in your diet. So if you've got a vitamin A deficiency, just eat some yellow rice. Strange uses, you can make sandals out of them. You can make all sorts of things. They make mats called tatami in Japan out of them as well. Right. And finally, some trivia. The smell of fresh cut grass is a chemical called cis-3-hexanal. Now I'm sure anybody who's done A-level chemistry will recognise that little figure. Just me though. 70% of all crops in the world are grasses. Think about that. 70% of everything that we eat, basically, everything that we grow is grasses. If there was no grass, what would we be eating? Not very much. 50% of all our calorific intake is from rice, corn and wheat. Half of everything we eat. finish off with a story. This bamboo, very strange bamboo, and very confusing to scientists. It will flower at a completely random time, once every 60 to 120 years. Nobody can predict when it will happen, and if you cut a part of this off, take it to the opposite side of the world, put it in different soil, different temperature, different climate, it will always flower exactly the same time. Nobody knows why. Thank you very much. Any questions?
That was excellent.
Oh, that's